I feel like my mouth isn't working right. It's so funny. I feel actually that, why is it like, I feel like chi, or whatever you call the feeling of naturalness of moving through you, like whenever I feel slightly with my mouth, like I'm having to move my mouth around letters, like more than necessary. I feel like this strange relationship to my mouth. Like, am I not saying the truth well enough? Like, am I not speaking the full force of my energy? Am I only speaking from my mouth? Like, am I not speaking from my heart or this deeper place in my mind where my mouth just naturally moves on its own? I think when I speak from a certain place in my mind, like a more frontal, self-conscious place, then it's my mouth, like the way I around letters, it's like it's so conscious of its own action that it like I feel like it's hard to just go through it and speak. It's like this it's like there's this feeling of wanting something behind me, like Play-Doh cave, something, the behind to come through, the feeling, like the natural feeling of feeling something behind you wanting to come through you. Behind you isn't, site specific, but you want to feel something come through you, that feeling. Like, you don't want the power of your own mind, but then you do want the power of your own mind to bring you through, almost like wanting to push through letters, and through that pushing through isn't the right word, but this is the exact dilemma that's happening right now in me speaking. Because I'm using letters as I'm speaking, there's a desire in me to create this completely momentary improvisational alphabets, that come out of nowhere and that are a form of communication with other people. And I'm sure we do this all the time with how we are with our bodies, I mean, maybe our alphabets of our bodies are more rigid and because of how, we've learned to use them, but this can be translated on all different levels of how just the freedom of movement and feeling like alphabets can restrict movement. I was writing about this world where everyone agrees that they see through things. Everyone agrees that everything is able to be seen through. The transparent element of matter. So any kind of problems of attachment to matter, like identity or names, anything that clings to a certain kind of form of matter, look of matter, smell, something about that fixed relationship is acknowledged. Even if it remains fixed, it's acknowledged that that you see through it, that there's not that hardness of anything clinging to anything else. I wanted to express something which didn't have associations. And I thought of William Blake in this moment with how his names for all of his names, and you too, all of your names, you have your names for things. And then you see, then when you start to feel through the world and smell the world and see the world, trying to understand, actually experience how from zebras to jellyfish to, all of these actual things in the world which look so different from each other and smell so different and act so different, actually completely immersing yourself in that difference, but really being able to feel how something moving through that is, you feel that. I can be saying all of this, and then I can completely convert it around, say it in another way. Like, the mode I'm speaking of right now is a certain mode of expressing this. Whatever this is can be moved around into something, in another way of saying it. And I almost feel like I want to swallow my own mouth. I feel like getting lost, like actually getting trapped in some kind of identity or getting trapped in some kind of fixed way of saying anything. It makes me want to change my voice, and it makes me want to question what I'm actually saying and go back on it and speak in another language or move in another way, because I don't want the knower to run away with itself. Walking in the street, seeing all of these different things, you know, leaves and potholes in the road and different kinds of sticks, and wondering about even relating to them. Like, I remember this state when I was in this state 3 years ago, where I felt like it was my welcoming into being. I felt my first true embrace of being alive, and it felt, I was calling it God. I'm the Messiah. I was trying to say anything to express this feeling, so I got wrapped up in all of those wrongnesses. But I was trying to express the power of this feeling, so it got all twisted because it was so heightened. I got into all this other language that, you know, had historical complications. So, but in that moment, when I was in this state where I felt like I suddenly had no memories anymore, I felt the power of being alive, but I didn't know I hardly knew any names. I hardly knew any names, and I thought, I have to come to the earth, and I have to learn all of these names to talk with people, to have my mouth work in the right way here. I felt like I could feel it all. I could feel it all so strongly, but if another person couldn't, if I couldn't express it to another person somehow, in some way, if I couldn't put it in those vessels of words, then somehow something was at a loss. So at the same time, there's this other inkling behind the names of things. I felt like sometimes names felt racist, like I'm called Jewish, like that generalization of anything being into a certain name, flower, tree, anything into a certain, even the name of the tree, down to the name of the tree. Who chooses to name anything at a certain point in time? Where does that even spring from? And there's some desire in me for that, for the name of something. You said the name of something is its fate. Just as in, I write down the word unity and suddenly I feel all the magnetisms of that word, the associations coming to it. It's like the word is not, the intimacy of the word is suddenly taken into the power of others who have used that word before, and actually being able to maintain a pure space between the name of something and where that thing comes from, its source, of its indefinable source. Something in me of being able to give that thing a name in the moment of being with it feels like I'm wanting to return that thing to the purity of its, I don't even want to say source. I want to have another name for source, because source returns it to all everyone who's abused that word in certain degrees. But it's like this, like, it makes me like go, like, I feel like I'm actually, right now the whole English language is like vibrating in a certain way, and it actually, I have to live in a world where the English language is the one that I was born in. I have to accept all the givens in place at the same time, or else I won't be able to speak, and I'll maybe speak in a nonsense language. Who will be able to hear it? But those like, I saw the thing and I'm like, is that your real name? If you want to have another name, tell us. Like, I feel like I want to ask everything. If you want to have another name, tell me. Like, tell me what the name you want to have, and you can have another name. Like, I want to free you from your fate, whoever named you. Like, free you from, like, and free you from my naming of you even. How do we do that with each other? Like, how do we, I don't want to be another one of those people who put you in a tie you to the old Latin bull or something. Like, I don't want to do that either. But and so they don't even throw away naming altogether. And that's when you want to be silent and just be with things where you are in like the sweetest way. Alana. 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 Alana.